Hi, my name is Bopham, and I am playing RimWorld, a game where I stare at mongoloids doing absolutely nothing and failing at what they actually end up doing. I've barely ever played the game, only really the tutorial, but I know that this Rentoid simulator can get very, very strange, so I'm incredibly excited to get into it. I decided to go with Randy Random on Strive to Survive difficulty because I figured he would be the best for content because he's entirely random and can either give me a pleasant experience or raid my house and find all the illicit substances I keep in my basement. We get off to a great start with our possible colonists being addicts, asexuals, and those people at Walmart who break motorized scooters. The three colonists I decide to start with are one of the addicts who's addicted to go juice, a fat moron, and a soldier who is grown in a lab but still can't hit any of his shots. This has the potential to be the greatest society ever made. My excitement is absolutely palpable. We crash on a planet that has a scary resemblance to Detroit, Michigan, with absolutely nothing besides what was in our crash pods. We have no phone to play rain bet with, nor to look up anything on E621. This is truly an apocalyptic scenario of the greatest proportions. In the wake of this horrific apocalypse, I instruct these absolute gutter street urchins to construct a box that they would be sleeping in together for the foreseeable future. Sleeping in the same room as Carlos, who likely has COPD due to his McDonald's habit, would most likely give a mind break to any of the other colonists. But I don't really care, and also, that's funny. Speaking of Carlos, the fat bastard seems to have lied on his resume because despite having a passion in construction and an 8 in the stat, I might add, he botches absolutely everything he touches, which will be consistent throughout this playthrough. Once my society advances, he will be put into a bathroom, fed laxatives, and forced to wipe with sandpaper for these transgressions. I construct a rice paddy which will feed this family for generations, much like the glorious Chairman Mao intended, alongside a research bench and a horseshoe, which is apparently the equivalent to a cinema for these people, if you can call them that. Speaking of people, Carlos decides to botch yet another thing, torch, which sends me into a psychotic spiral that can only be described as a deep hatred for fat people. Like a little kitchen room. How did you mess up making a torch, Carlos? It's needless to say that with every single item he botches, I get angrier and angrier and this close to cutting off his big fat sausage fingers. I also decided to create like a storage area and sort of a kitchen area with my dwindling wood supply because the kitchen like appliance thing was angry at me for not making an actual kitchen, and also we needed a fridge anyway. I have nothing funny to say about this, so you just get to watch me make it.
Vocal percussion on a whole nother level, coming from my mind. Vocal percussion on a whole nother level, coming from my mind.
Then, for seemingly no reason, a counselor from the town of Water Accord shows up with a pump shotgun in her hand. Why do you want to trade with us at all? You have a pump shotgun. You're a counselor? What is that? Needless to say, like anyone else in the presence of an HR employee, I was utterly terrified. But much like an HR employee, she looked around, did nothing, and then left the situation having not changed it at all. I then desperately attempt to make an actual semblance of a defense, but my Tylenol-ridden monkey brain apparently cannot fathom the idea of corners, and I make some lopsided mess that makes me reconsider if I judged Carlos too harshly. Then I remember that his little fat walrus ass is destined for the pits of hell, and I feel a lot better about myself. It turns out that Gavin, the man addicted to goat juice, happens to be an intellectual, so unfortunately for him, I've got batteries to research. I went ahead and glued him to his seat and promised him more go juice if he read enough books for me. I did not plan on giving him any go juice. It's pretty slow going for a while, no raids or really anything else. I managed to keep myself preoccupied by monitoring Gavin's go juice addiction and laughing at the fact that he's going through withdrawals, and also laughing at the fact that Carlos decides to be super depressed because he cannot eat on the table. Calling this an important mood to break at any time. Why are you? What's wrong with you, huh? What is your issue? Your mood is low because you ate without a table, you slept in the cold, you have minor pain, awful barracks, and you're depressed. You're annoying, man. You're annoying. I give in to the blubbery little fucker's demands and give him a table, but despite eating being the most important thing in the world to him, he still somehow manages to botch making a table because apparently that's his main priority over anything else, including food. There's your table that you wanted to eat at so desperately, you fat man. I hate you, Carlos. I hate you with every fiber of my body. I hate you. I then find myself so at a loss for entertainment that I end up entertaining myself with schizoid ramblings about Curtis Lewa. This is almost like that time. This is almost like that time I met Andrew Cuomo in the bathroom. This is almost like that time I met Curtis Lewa. I got shot 5 times in Brooklyn. I got shot 5 times in Brooklyn by the Gottis and Gambinos. Yeah, I got shot 5 million times in Brooklyn. Dude, okay, what if Curtis Lewa had a rap battle with Notorious B.I.G.? Who's winning? Who's winning, Biggie or or Curtis Lewa? Genuine question. Real answers only. Real answers only. Only this has been fact checked by true American patriots. That dude, Curtis Lewa probably has crazy power scaling. Curtis Lewa, oh, I fucking hate you, Carlos. I hope the people who shot Curtis Lewa shoot you too. In order to pay homage to the Rentoids currently living within my walls, I decided to name my faction Red Shambhala in this town, Mamdanistan, so that these little cretins can think of a future in which they are not crushed by debt and rent all the time. Despite me, specifically picking the wacky, crazy guy to make sure that the content was, interesting and random shit would happen, the only danger that my colonists find themselves in is starving to death. So I decide to pick one of the Rentoids to go hunt for us. I foolishly decide that one of our colonists, who is a lab grown soldier designed specifically for combat, would be the best candidate to go hunt with. Somehow, I was foolishly mistaken, and I would come to find that he was actually the worst candidate to pick. Wasting all your ammo. Why are you shooting at him from all the way over there? How stupid are you, dude? How actually stupid are you? He sucks. Moses sucks. Moses, you suck. Moses, you suck so much. How about, go hunt that turkey. Go closer to the turkey, dude. Oh my god. What is wrong with you? What is actually wrong? Trigger happy. It's because he's trigger happy, isn't it? Somehow the man genetically engineered to shoot stuff is so bad at it that he can't hit a single turkey and consistently decides to shoot any animal from 3 states away like prime Steph Curry. Fortunately, even though Moses is very inefficient in his Second Amendment rights, we find some stray meal kits out there, so that bides our time for a few more days. Barely any time, though, seeing as it's only 3 meal kits to our existing 6. Uh, Much like many Chinese dynasties and French royals, I decide to ignore this impending starvation and renovate my house. Unfortunately, because I tasked Carlos with doing absolutely anything at all, he decides to mess it up too, repeatedly, over and over and over again, proving yet again why he's my least favorite colonist, the fat little bastard. Carlos, please. Carlos. Carlos. Carlos.
Dude,
Okay, you got this, Carlos. You, Carlos. y- Carlos, stop eating, you fat bastard. With our research in batteries now finished, I decided to link it up to our bird killing machine so that I can get AC running in our walk-in freezer for the first time ever. I have to put them in a little house because apparently charged batteries explode when they touch rain. So the battery dad gets to set up a nice little place for his battery wife and battery kids, which sounds cute until the battery dad gets charged with assault in battery for battering his wife. Because our rice is not finished growing, and because I think our local attic has not done enough work, I decide to select Gavin for hunting because obviously Moses cannot be trusted with a gun or eyeballs. He manages to shoot a single ibex, which is a record for the colonists and an absolute win for all of us worldwide. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god, finally. They're smart about it and they just get closer to the ibex. Yeah, just kill the thing. Dude. There we go. But of course, we can't have anything good, and even though Gavin did kill that ibex, we have nowhere to store it, and even though I created a butcher's table to try and chop it up into smaller pieces, apparently that doesn't count. So he killed the ibex for nothing, and we just let it rot over there. You. Can I force you to do it? How do I cannot haul ibex down? No. Empty. Spot configure to store it. What do you mean? Absolutely incredible. I will be taking this frustration out later on my future wife and children. Fortunately for us, the rice finishes growing and the colonists decide to make simple meals out of that, preventing Gavin and Moses from killing Carlos and eating him like in The Lord of the Flies. Oh, he's actually making food. Oh, that's nice. He's making it with rice. Yes, we're harvesting rice. And I think that's going to be it for today's RimWorld video. Thank you to whomever decides to watch this video for whatever reason you did, and watching this long all the way to the end. That probably means you have something wrong with you and you need to be in a mental hospital. This was my first go at making a YouTube video, so I just sort of got like an hour or so of footage and tried out editing it. So if this video is rough around the edges, that's the reason why. I aim at making long form content. I mean, like I'm clearly trying to copy people like Reggie and Kleeper and people like that. So yeah, I hope to be more like them in the future. But thank you for watching if you did. Well, you had to get this far. Thank you for watching. And if I make any more videos, you should also go watch those. And I guess I'll see you next time I decide to make a YouTube video.